Alright, Rick, as you can see today for the video, I decided to wear my Cosby Show t-shirt because this is my favorite show on television. But this weekend, there's going to be another great show going on in the area, and that's the opening round of the high school football playoffs. For our preview, I think we're going to go through a couple questions, give our take on those questions, and get going on this playoffs on a roll. So my first question is, who do you think has an easier road to another state championship? Liberty Hill down in Class 3A Division 2 or Lake Travis in Class 4A Division 1?
I'm still trying to figure out who your favorite is. Is it Rudy or is it Theo or is it Miss Huxtable?
I'm a Theo kind of guy, but
like Theo.
I did love the Denise years.
So did I. Answer to your question, I'm going to go with Lake Travis, not because they got an easier road, so to speak. I just think that their talent is so much better than the teams that they're going to face in 4A. It seems like every time they play a game, they're just getting more momentum and more confidence, and they've got the best quarterback in the area, maybe the state, and his receivers have matured a lot over the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won out.
Yeah, like Travis, it's going to be interesting. I don't think their regular season schedule was as tough as some people previously thought. So they're going to run into some tougher teams in the playoffs, including starting this week with LBJ, but they're a very good bet. I'm going to go with Liberty Hill. They're down back in Class 3A Division 2, so I think that's going to be a little bit easier for them, and they beat all comers this year. 34 straight wins doesn't mean nothing these days, so I'm going to go with Liberty Hill on that one. Second question, I guess your answer is probably going to remain the same, but we had a lot of good teams this year, like Travis, Liberty Hill, Stony Point, Copper's Cove. If you're going to pick one team to win a state title in our area, what team is that going to be?
Lake Travis. Next question.
I'm actually going to go with Stony Point. 5A, it's going to be the toughest division, but we saw what a good defense can do last year with Pflugerville going all the way to state championship game. Stony Point has a great defense. They have a better offense than Pflugerville had last year, and so I think they can combine those two and ride that to a state championship. Last year, speaking of Pflugerville, LBJ2 were kind of the Cinderella darlings of our area. What surprise team do you expect to make a run this year?
My surprise team is going to surprise even you, I think. It's going to be Thorndale. Thorndale, I think, maybe won one of their first 5 games. They were going straight down the tank, so to speak. But they got their best player back 3 weeks ago, and Cody Schneider has been a tremendous quarterback just over the past 3 weeks. They've come back. They've won all 3 games. They're playing like a team again. Some of the injuries they had early, they're getting over them. But Cody Schneider is a great leader. He was a great point guard for the basketball team, and they, of course, won state. I think they're going to surprise some people.
I'm going to go in Class 3A again. We just talked about Liberty Hill. Let's talk about Liberty Hill's district rival, Burnett. Burnett started the season 1-5. They were looking like they were going to miss the playoffs, but they got hot at the right time. They won their last 4 games. One of the games they should have won was against Liberty Hill, and it took a miracle comeback by Liberty Hill to beat Burnett. So I like what Burnett's been doing the last half of the season. They have China Springs in the first round, so if they can get that upset, China Springs is a great team, but if they can get that upset, it might be smooth sailing for the Bulldogs up there in Burnett back at the 3A level. Next question, what player are you expecting to have a breakout performance this season?
Well, the guy, he's actually not a breakout performance in that he's had some good games this year. Texas A&M is going to get a very good player in Ryan Swope. He's a running back, of course, out of Westlake, and he's the kind of player who you can just give the football to, and he can carry you, in the playoffs. He's got a lot of determination. He went to the state track meet. He's outstanding physically. He's fast. He's strong. Outstanding football player. Tough to bring down.
I'm going back to Stony Point for my breakout player. I think Tevin Mims, defensive end over there at Stony Point. I think he's going to have a great breakout series. As we've said before, defense wins championship. He's the anchor of that defense. And not to bring up another Pflugerville comparison last year, but last postseason, Alex Okafor was just a beast for Pflugerville and really triggered what they were doing. So I think Tevin can have a similar impact with the Tigers this year. And last question, we have a lot of really local schools in the AISD in the playoffs. Which one do you expect to have the deepest run?
Well, I'm going to go with Austin High, and you heard it here first. Austin High. You haven't heard that since 1957, apparently, is the last time Austin High won a playoff game. But they're playing at home. They're playing at House Park. They're hungry. They're very hungry. 50 years of appetite. I mean, I think that they've got a pretty good team. They've got a really good offensive team. Emery Blake's going to steal the show. Austin High for the party like it's 1957.
Oh, that should be a blast of a party. I'm going to go with Bowie. Bowie has a tough matchup in the first round with San Antonio Madison. They're probably not going to have Philander Moore, who's still nursing that collarbone injury, but he's supposed to come back next week. So if they can get past this round and get Philander back, that could be a pretty big threat. Their defense is pretty good and their offense is the best in their district. So I like Bowie if they can get past this first round. If not, it's anyone's guess. Probably can go with someone again like Boogerville, but my money is on Bowie.
There you go.
So yeah, that's 5 questions for you. Thank you for sticking through this entire video, and we will be back next week for the area playoff round.